Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So last time we dealt with a lot of stuff that was happening on the voidship, starting off with a quest where we started with only playing Cabela, hunting down kind of Nemesite, and kind of finishing up where we had to replace our ship's confessor. And Nemesite is still kind of more or less on our ship. However, that being said, it seems more or less like we are going to have to wait for him to pop his pretty little head out, and that's going to happen during void travel, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen on this travel here. It sounds like it's going to happen sooner than later, but the plan for now is to go towards Kavia Gamma here, the Khronos, and to do that I'm just going to travel along the routes we have, to Orsillo, then to Armadi. I'm not sure anything's going to be in Armadi there. And then maybe we get to the Eldari survivors here, and then to Khronos. So we'll see what happens. So Fallstone has a new stage of development. 6 profit factor are gained. Let's see what happens here. So an incredible find has been made on Fallstone, Lord Captain. A lost volume of St. Keith's diary has been discovered during the restoration of his crypt. By following the Saint's word, the Order of the Hammer was able to find the Cryptorg, I'm not sure what that is, containing a tech relic of St. Cognitus the Crucible. Keith's writing on it are vague. It's called the Sculptor and the Transformer, the Granting of Life and Grace. The explorators have sent a delegation to lay claim to the treasure, which has sparked a heated dispute that has been going on for many days. Let's see what these are. Tech Litany collection could be good there. I could get the Scriptures, which would be 20 to Lore Imperium. The wearer gains 9% armor, deals 9% critical damage to Xenos and demons. They can also reroll a failed test once per test. This would be really good for Argenta. I like the Order of the Hammer. So they should, I'm not saying this just because I want the Scriptures here, but it's helping the case. They should make a list of all the documented miracles involving the Crucible to argue their case. So I will relay your will to the representatives of the deliberating parties. I got 5 experience. I got the sculptures, which we will put on Argenta. Day and night, the Lodge Scars and Scribes poured over the list of recorded miraculous events related to the Crucible. Alas, they had to refer to chronicles so ancient and fragmentary, not all of the tech priests were satisfied with the multiple tomes of research presented to them. When their work was complete and presenting during the arbitration, the evident sanctity of the ancient mechanism was officially acknowledged. Crucible was destined to remain in the purview of the Order of the Hammer. Explorers have made their peace with the loss and asked permission to conduct several of their own rituals with the Crucible. When the tech liturgies had been completed, tech priests had departed for Fallstone. Research into the Crucible has identified it as a device for surface terraforming. Fueled by the geothermal energy of the planet, it could turn a wasteland into a blooming garden. However, a way to launch it has yet to be found. Alright, profit factor +5, complacency +2 in Drusus's footsteps. What else can we do here? This would cost me a lot of profit factor, so I'm trying to stay away from that. So I would get reputation with the expenses. I just need a high profit factor and a high Drusians here, and I get a contract, I get weapons, I get mechanisms, which I need for another thing. That might be the way to go. So let's do dirty bureaucracy here, so I can get the mechanisms in particular here, but it also gives me profit factor on this unquenchable greed. And I have 53 profit factor now. Yay! So this is a dangerous route. I'm not sure how bad it is to travel on dangerous, so I'm just going to make it safe before we travel to a new system. Lord Captain, your plan was a success. Our provocation against Nemesite and the killing of the traitor Edelbert has brought all the rest of them. My enforcers have captured a number of suspicious individuals and beaten the truth out of them. The scum Nemesite wishes to avenge his mentor's death and plans to raid the ceremony of the officer's anointment. Okay, so this is where Nemesite's going to pop out, I'm assuming. Since the Empires, Adalbert turned out to be apostate. It is the new confessor's duty to ensure that the officers retake their oath to the God Emperor. Traditionally, this ceremony is attended by the officers' families, and it is they who are the target of the mutineer. He wishes to slaughter all the ship's elite in one fell swoop. I have ordered a trap to be set for Nemesite. Would you like to personally be involved in the operation? Yes, I do. But what kind of trap? We will replace the civilians with enforcers and their relatives of the appropriate age, dress them all in formal clothes, and hide their weapons underneath. When Nemesite tries to strike, he will find only cruel disappointment for the last time in his worthless life. Wait, appropriate age, there's going to be elderly and youth present? It isn't necessary for the sake of secrecy. Let me assure you, all the people will gladly risk their families for the good of Von Valencius. So, I want to know if the families are willing to risk that, not them. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yes, I'll attend just to help. And then Cabela here. You hear a burst of interference, followed by Cabela joining the channel. Doman. The whispers of death are uttering the name of Nemesite ever more loudly. I must meet the enemy face to face. Fine, you can come along. So be it. She's quiet, yet somehow more grim and ominous than usual. Great. Yay. Alright, let's see how this goes. That's not many people. However, everything looks good, so rows of disguised enforcers are listening to Confessor's words in silence. All around you are Sourbeck's chosen people, each dressed as a member of the officers' families. Close by, a kindly-looking old woman is fumbling with a starched handkerchief. Is that supposed to be a handkerchief, essentially? Maybe? Okay. Catching your eye, she smiles with a mouth that is missing half of its teeth, then whispers, everything is going as planned, your lordship. Great, so everyone's in on this. So let's look in on everything here. Look at the participants in the ceremony. Anyone stand out? The facade is holding, with everyone playing their role perfectly. The Master at Arms must have instructed them thoroughly and shown them how to best conceal their weapons. All of them are wearing their best. You cannot even tell where they are hiding their armament. So who is this? Belinda Tralfgold. Transferred from the enforcers with the rank of senior lieutenant to the staff of your lordship's quarters on account of my age and declining health, but as you can see, there's no such thing as a former enforcer. Friendly smile stretches over her bloodless lips. Okay. Just out of curiosity, not that I, doubt how good you are with your duties, but why entrust my safety to someone so advanced in years? I guess the Master at Arms remembers how Belinda used to be the best shot among the enforcers back in my day and knows that my eye and hand have not diminished over the years. I spent 40 years on duty, and to that day I can tell if a man is carrying contraband in his pockets just by the way he is walking. I'm grateful to the mistress for the honor. I don't want to die in my bed. Let me fall in battle defending the Lord Captain and crushing traitors. So do you think Nemesite will fall for the ruse? Judging by the way that the serf in the back row keeps glancing around, our Nemesite has swallowed the bait. Just like the void rat he is, the porridge will hit the fan any minute now. And a smile crosses her face. Alright. The ceremony comes to an end, the vows are given, and the forehead of every officer is graced with the touch of the confessor. Now comes the moment for the closing prayer. And may the God Emperor protect us. And a loud, menacing voice booms through the hall, cutting short the sacred words. But not today. Oh, really? He came out from back? And he has a third arm.
You cannot stop the angels, faithful!
Of course, he has a third arm. He kind of is like a hybrid Tyranid then, or a gene stealer. Really.
Defensive positions! Do not let a single one break through!
So he was hiding behind that the entire time and no one caught it?
Your struggles are in vain.
I will level you.
They really fell for this trap, though. Okay. So let's see here. No one in that door yet. We have Keller Morph with 500 health. Few laborers at this door. Actually, this is where the majority of them are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, that's where most of them are. Cassia. We're gonna have some fun. So you can go there. Main character. I would like full cover. So we'll just move up there. Cabela. We will run up to melee as many of them as possible. Abelard, I want you getting into combat with Killer Morph. Argenta. We'll do a 50-50. And you can go there, Pascal. Let's go. So I haven't done this in a hot minute, but what can we get? I can get almost all of them with a Lidless Stare and stunning them.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And a good amount of them are now stunned. I was hoping that would do more damage, but that's fine. I'm gonna frontline
Me?
on the Keller Morph so he takes more damage.
Captain.
I'm gonna hold back on that voice of command for now. We're gonna kill zone stratagem
I'm
this
a
though.
navigator, not a servitor.
And then we're going to bring it down on... Let's go past...
Dare ask.
Oh, he's too far. We can go Cabela. Because what she can do is do that jump thing here.
Be purged. Trust
Blade Dance.
the other side awaits. Death is a
That gets me another jump to go here.
Will see your soul be purged.
I can strike one.
Trust me.
I thought I would get another strike, but that's a no. Death Whisper, taking him out. And that gets me a death from above. Going right here. And that way no one can go at Cassia. And then we have our front line. I'm going to do the cover efficiency with backline right here.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
And then I really want the rear more like right here.
If I may.
So I can move the main character up into cover. We'll see how that works.
Only the faithful will ascend.
Well, that didn't work well.
I must not falter. To the heretics.
Well, we got some people helping us for now. I'm wondering if they're going to come in from other doors as well then. Good charge. So I can get into this full cover like I want. I'm assuming no one here is a rank 3. They're all just ranks 1 and 2. Okay. So then, we're just gonna go all in on the boss here, who has a lot of dodge and stuff. Let's take these guys out then. So let's mark the insurgent as prey. Do a piercing shot.
Closer.
And hit the... And do a surefire plan
Triumph.
before we pop him.
Need no guidance.
Because then I punch through, get a crit on him, take out the guy behind him, and then I can claim the bounty, taking him out.
So tribute.
We'll do perfect spot for now. I'll do analyze enemy on the killer morph.
Guides me.
And does he have any armor? He has quite a bit. So we'll do expose weakness on him, getting rid of some of that armor.
Closer.
Alright.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, he specifically took that position, didn't he? Okay, Cabela. 8 to 12, 7 to 12. And this sword only does... Nope, wrong button. This one only does up to 20. For all stacks of lace ration, all attacks of this sword against the same target deal plus 10% damage. Yeah, we'll do dual wield for now. Let's do Blade Dance. Just get extra attacks for now.
Let your soul be purged.
Then... can probably take out the laborer there. It's too bad the cleaves don't do as much cleaving here, but understandable.
I would that I could.
We can take this guy out.
The other side awaits.
Can Death Whisper this guy down.
Brings me
That
no
gets us
pleasure.
an extra
Trust
bounce.
me. The other side awaits.
I think I'm gonna save that and just stay in front of the Insurgent. Okay, Argenta. First of all, Furious Recital for the damage. Confident Approach for the guaranteed crit.
I will not.
And we take down the Laborer. Just so we don't accidentally hit the Enforcer there. Let's also just move here for now.
Be undone.
Let's do Controlled Shot.
For the weak. I refuse. As the Emperor commands, none can escape the.
And now they're all down.
This is unacceptable.
Then we're gonna Revel. I actually should have done Run and Gun, then Revel, but... if we move here... Now we'll just move to... We'll move to the full cover here. And we get a free shot at the Insurgent here, which should be a guaranteed takeout crit. And then we just need to go around to the Killer Morph. Which this should be fun. For now, at least. I'm assuming those doors are going to open.
It will be done.
And then we'll have to deal with something else. Oh, I forgot that instantly ends your turn. Oh well. I move Pascal here. I can do Blinding Strike. I don't think that hits Abelard. No, he has Blinding Strike on him. I'm going to do Obstruct Vision on him. That way, extra damage. Oh, he actually hit the bird pretty hard at that. Machine Spirit Communion on everyone here. That reduces recoil, especially for Argenta. We're going to joint analysis so that we can trigger the extra damage on Argenta.
Stay vigilant.
Look out.
Yeah, you're not doing much to him, are you? So if I move to here, I think I can move my kill zone. Front line to here, so he takes more damage. We're gonna move the kill zone to that front line.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
I don't think my... Oh, the Voice of Command can hit Abelard.
Navigator, not a servitor.
Then we'll Air of Authority him.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Glimpse of Fate him. Actually, no, we'll Glimpse of Fate the main character.
If I may.
Then bring it down on Abelard.
Is this a job for the serfs?
So, what we're gonna do here is... Strike only costs 1. I could knock him down. No. My space button. Fine, finest hour.
I'll paint your death in colors.
We don't have a defensive stance up.
Indeed.
But then after that, just
It
pop
will be
them.
done.
Really? 2 arms, faithful souls. Their tyranny ends today. Oh. These guys came in. So that's just 2 extra. That's not too bad. But then
I will do like you.
90 damage on them if we hit them. Which I should have 100%.
At your
Just keep
beck and
swinging
call.
Abelard. How is he dodging that?
Marshal's job.
It says I have 100% hit rate, and he's dodging, so I'm very confused. Promise of freedom, promise of retribution, and then just a stub revolver. It could be call to ambush. Or invincible uprising. Stronghold of Stronghold of the Uprising isn't the horrible thing. Like, that's just minus 10% damage to him.
Victory is impressive care of this one.
But there he goes down.
I'm not interested. I'd rather not.
And now we just have these 2 aberrants, which I don't think your knife is going to do too much to them, no offense. Yes, Bear, I know you want food. Let me finish this. So I'm going to go at the aberrant on the right here. Going to mark them as a target. Going to analyze them for more damage. Okay, Bear, fine. I have a guaranteed hit chance against this thing, correct? Pretty much. It's only going to do 30 damage, though. So... do they have armor? They have a lot of armor. We're going to do piercing shot for the armor penetration. We're going to do surefire plan for the extra damage. Now we do 47 damage to them.
I will delight
Before the crit.
masters with your demise.
Might as well get into perfect spot for the ballistic skill. And then we'll just do claim bounty.
Sky, accept my offering.
Emperor, protect me.
Alright, Kabila. I believe you can jump into range there. It's unfortunate for that enforcer. I'm gonna death waltz him.
Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
There we go. So I want to do blade dance on him. Well, I thought I was only gonna do it 3 times. That works.
Let your soul be purged.
Blade dance him.
My blade whispers your name.
We're gonna try to make the weakening come from another opening. That's in the front. Okay, now we're gonna whack him twice.
Brings me no pleasure.
And that's 1 aberrant down. Hey, RG.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
58% chance to hit. Let's do extra damage.
I will not
Doesn't look like you hit anyone other than him. We have a 78% chance to hit. Take it.
As the Emperor commands.
Holy gunfire, folks. Then we're gonna wildfire that. And we have a 64.
Doubt is for the weak.
Abe Lartisan can get very far. Let's go. Blinding with the bird. And it's down. Hey, I think their champion fell. Nemesite is crouching on the ground, clutching at the bleeding wound under his ribs. His tortured body is still strong, and everything in his posture expresses a will to fight on. The red scarf no longer covers his face, and the vigilante grins at you with bloody teeth. Weak. I have yet to be impressed. How quickly did you fall there, sir? No longer covered by broken goggles, the hairless skull is bulging with massive growths. However, the mutant nature of your enemy is just as quickly betrayed by even more unsettling creature, a third arm growing out of his torso. You watch as the fingers deftly empty the drum of a stub revolver and load it with fresh rounds. So I have to fight him again? So we meet at last. We meet at last. I finally get to discover who's hiding behind this Nemesite. You still haven't figured it out, have you? Nemesite is not any one person. It is the vengeance and rage simmering on the lower decks of your usurped ship. It is the servant who cleans up your chamber pod, the storage keeper whose family was butchered by enforcers. It is a train driver who was given half of a dozen ration cards in 3 times as many shifts. It is the name of one who will kill you sooner or later. Whoever accomplishes it will be the real Nemesite. And yet, we're trying to make this stuff better on the ship, buddy. Come on. You don't see this though, do you? You really don't. Well, you'll be the last Nemesite on this ship. You'll be the last Nemesite this ship ever sees. I'll make sure of that, trust me. Aren't you a little overconfident? You're right in front of me. My gun is loaded. I believe this tune is not quite finished. It feels like time has become viscous, and it's slowing you down. You see the bloody hand of Nemesite raise the weapon, and your body reacts on its own accord. Oh, he actually stood back up. There's no time to deliberate. You draw your weapon and point a barrel at Nemesite, but he's already aiming his own at you. A malevolent grin spread over his face. 2 black muzzles stare into each other, and the world around you narrows to a thin line. Cabela emerges like a shadow, blade gleaming menacingly in her hand. She hisses softly, ready to pounce. It is your threat that will break today, and no other. Save your message for your false god when you meet him, servant of death. I am glad I get to take both of you down at once. Second gun is now pointing at Cabela. I vow that your murderous sect will fall along with the Lord Captain. Oh, I don't have much persuasion here. You'd think the glance at Cabela would be really, really bad in a situation like this, because that's when he would shoot, but I'll take the fellowship chance here. Cabela is watching you out of the corner of her eye. She does not utter a word, but in her posture, in the cold look on her face, and the subtle glint on her blades, you read every movement in the deadly dance she is about to perform. Meanwhile, her slightly shifted gaze tells you she is reading your tactics just as clearly. Nemesite will stand no chance when you two act as one. So, pretend to reach for a second weapon. Since you're not afraid of dying, I'll give you a choice. Do I kill you with my right hand, or with my left? Nemesite tensely watches your hand reach for your non-existent backup weapon. Evidently, he's unfamiliar with this dirty old trick that has cost so many gullible duelists their lives. As he prepares himself for an underhanded attack, he divides his attention, still smiling brashly. You only have 2? That's not much of a choice. A tense silence falls. For all the words have been spoken, at last Nemesite says quietly, It's time. Farewell, Lord Captain. A smile vanishes from his face. Instead, the demeanor turns cold, collected, calm, with the indifferent grimace of a skull. Time stops for a moment, and then, as if tossed by a blast wave, the events fly forward, like murderous shrapnel. Well, I have the ballistic skills on this. Shoot first. Deafened by the roar of your weapon. How I'm firing a sniper rifle at close range faster than he's firing 3 different revolvers, I don't know, but I got him in close range with the sniper rifle. Deafened by the roar of your weapon and the sound of your blood pulsing in your temples, you did not hear Nemesis's own gunshot. Well, she disarmed him alright. Cabell takes a deep breath and wipes the blood off her blade. The living legend's head lies severed at your feet. And thus ends the struggle of Nemesite. Cabela picks up the severed head from the deck, gazes into its extinguished eyes with strange wistfulness. The struggle is not the people, the struggle is ideas, and the people are merely vessels, carriers of the struggle. I need to reflect on his death, Doman. I need to stand before the Undying One and hear his blessed whisper. We can discuss what happened after. Hey, we leveled up. So do I get his revolvers?
The world
Please let me loot his body.
beneath my feet.
Please let me loot. He had fun revolvers. So they're needle rifles here that have the toxin damage on them. Oh, wait a moment. Those are sniper rifles. So if I take into consideration the extra armor pen on them and the toxin damage, the minimum damage is at my... See, here's the thing. With sniper rifles, I don't want that residual damage over time. I just want the target down. And half my stuff scales off of me doing high damage, not damage over time. So, like, these aren't good for me. There's a lot of dynamite here, which I'm not sure is going to be good, but we'll still take it. Why is this not going there? Okay. Seriously, let me loot him.
Embrace true power.
Bunch of junk there. We can't loot those guys. Oh, He had really fun looking pistols. Those could have been really good for Jay. Why can I not? Because you know I'm going to lose those the second I leave this room. Hey, Confessor, are you okay? You're just in the corner of the room. The aberration dared violate the sacred ceremony and was obliterated. Retribution has been served. I think it's because he's technically, like, clipping through the floor here. But that is, like, disappointing. It's a really cool how the quest ended. I really liked that. Oh, I got it. There. I have to click on his blood to get him. So, Relics of Unknown Saints. When the wearer has less than 50% wounds, every second attack against him is automatically dodged. That's really good. His efficient armored body glove, that could be actually kind of good for some people. Like, Sin Skin is technically better. Or this is better than... I'm very confused here. Oh, that's because the base dodge is being added to the Sin Skin. But then this... So I'm trading 5% dodge for 10% armor. Okay. Then we have the Promise of Retribution, which is 8 to 12 damage, but 30% armor pen. This weapon deals additional 3 direct damage to the target for each stack of fatigue suffered. So does something here cause fatigue? I'm sure there's a way to cause fatigue with the pistols, but the Promise of Freedom and Promise of Retribution would be good. And it's kind of funny that his third weapon is just a dead-shot stub revolver. So that can go to the cargo, but then the rest of this is pretty good. And in fact, the armor is a direct upgrade for Cabela. Oh, every hit from this weapon deals 1 stack of fatigue on the target from 1 round. And then Promise of Retribution deals 6 extra damage to the target for each stack of fatigue they have suffered. So if you do burst fire with Promise of Freedom, turn around, use Promise of Retribution. That's a lot of damage. But you need to kind of 1-2 this, so you need the dual wielding to make it work. But someone like Jay could make that work. So I want to map this out here quick. Because Promise of Freedom, that's 4 hits, that's 4 fatigue. Then you travel over to Promise of Retribution, that's 24 extra damage per hit with the pistol that has a rate of fire of 3. That's 24 times 3. In addition to the 8 to 12 damage this is already doing per shot. So if you could go blam with the first pistol, not including that original damage. So that's 72 damage with Promise of Retribution. Holy hell. Jay just got really good. In addition to all her other effects and stuff. Holy hell. Yeah, we'll try that.
Fate beckons.
And then we can level people up. I need awareness so that I can spot the hidden stuff for everyone else to disarm and get extra goods. I've been using ballistic skill to actually hit. Yeah, Argenta and Pascal are the only ones who have slightly higher ballistic skill. That's fine. Cabela. Agility is maxed. Let's take weapon skill, because that increases their... It decreases parry against them, that ups her chance to hit. Also increases chance of a critical hit. And then... I mean, she's my medical person, if I ever need that, so just Medicae. Abelard, we need you on athletics there, buddy. I'm gonna take strength with him because that gives him athletics. It also makes him hit harder. Argenta, what's our strength at? 45 plus the 25 for heavy weapons. That would put her at 60, 70. I'm not sure any weapon needs above 70. I've yet to see anything needing above that. So we'll change that if need be. But for now, we'll take Demo. And then we're just going to take Agility, because that lowers dodge, it ups her initiative so she goes faster, ups her dodge so she stays alive. Cassia, we're going to need Fellowship. Fellowship is maxed. So then we're going to take Willpower for her psychic powers. And then... she's my Persuasion person. I don't think anyone else has a higher Persuasion. And Jay can be my Commerce. Yeah. So we'll go Persuasion. And then finally we have Pascal, who... Intelligence is maxed. So I'm just going to take Ballistic Skill so we can hit with the Plasma and the Melters. And then he's my he's my tech use guy. Alright, so we can get out of here. We are done with this area, I believe.
Powers unseen, uncover.
And we're done with Nemesite, which that was fun to kind of learn about him to do all that stuff. I'm not sure if that is the end of the DLC quest for Cabela. I would be surprised if it was, but all seem to be linked to Cabela and the DLC stuff for her. Which was nice that it was basically integrated into the main game and I didn't have to like go way out of my way for it. But it would have been nice if it gave me like more breathing room in between doing all this. So let's chart the star routes. Which it did give me a route to go down here, which is what I wanted. I'm not sure what's up to at Portia Septentum, but we'll get there when we get there. But this is where I wanted to go next, because this is the Save the Eldari survivors. But let's do Adermat the second first, because we're here, we might as well look around. There's no pirates, but there's a Rigeller's plot, whatever that is. There's an unidentified void ship and 3 planets. Anything to scan? There's adamantine. I only have 1 extractium left. Let's look at what's on every world. Because I know I need adamantine, but there's some other stuff I need as well. I do not need promethium. There's bizarre ruins, which I'm assuming I'm going to need to go down to in person. And there's more plasteel. I know I'm going to need adamantine for things, even if it's only 2. And I have a lot of promethium. So let's take the adamantine here. Like I said, even if it's only 2, it's something. And let's go to the Savannah world and see what's on the Savannah world before we go to these other 2 things. The bizarre structure observed from orbit appears to be the ruined estate of the wealthy noble. Further searching reveals that remains of the Envirodome, a landing pad, a main manor, and servants' quarters. It's impossible to determine exactly what happened there. The search team has found something truly disturbing in the main hall. An opulently clothed skeleton sitting in the dinner table. The table is set with gold plates covered with old blood, piles of bones. The bones on the plates are clearly human. The bones on the plates are clearly human. No other remains have been found on the estate. So they're eating humans here? Interesting. It is a Savannah world, but still. Were they hunting human and eating human? Yikes. Search for anything valuable. The scout team returns with some expensive weapons taken from the skeleton. After finishing the report, they hurry away, whispering prayers. And assault, last gun, 2-weapon, range, light, 10 to 15. I mean, a rate of fire 5, so if I burst it, it's pretty good. Every hit reduces deflection by 1, so I mean, that's a pretty good thing there. I'm just not sure who I would put it on. Let's go to the void ship first. Vox notification from the Augur crew drowns out the usual noise on the bridge. Imperial vessel Darkpiercer and its escort ships are headed your way. Your archive make no mention of either ship or its owner. As you consider your course of action, the ship's captain contacts you first, introducing himself as the Pilgrim. The captain greets the rogue trader courteously and offers to purchase any information you might have on crystal phlogiston deposits. Why is this marked differently? Ask why you might need phlogiston. Captain's hoarse laughter echoes through the Vox. Phlogiston is part and parcel of many different aspects in the life of the Imperium. How exactly this customer is going to use it is none of his concern. All the Pilgrim promises is that phlogiston will be used for the good of humanity. Jay immediately remarks that while someone without a name is not to be trusted, deals with such people do not tend to end well. If she were you, she would first find out his secrets and then scrupulously remove him from the equation. Pascal becomes visibly animated at the mention of phlogiston. Though indifferent to the prospect of a deal with the shadowy individual, the Magos nonetheless recommends you find out more about phlogiston deposits. Your own protectorate would benefit from the knowledge. And Argentus sincerely believes the words of the Pilgrim. A golden cowl A cowl or a golden aquila are no prerequisites for his being a true servant. If the captain sincerely wants to help the Imperium, perhaps by his own methods, there is nothing questionable about the extent of a helping hand. So why is he the pilgrim? Captain admits that he's not always done the right thing in life, but once he beheld the blessing of the Emperor himself, and has followed the special path of service to him ever since, that is the path that he now treads as the pilgrim. Interesting. Well, we have a Commerce 95. Let's take that. Proposed deal. Available information for exchange for Phlogiston. Captain of the Darkpiercer is best in spirits. Gratitude for your valuable help, he sends you a small box containing ancient maps and documents. They appear to speak of a certain Imperial world lost many centuries ago. Then, in a somewhat conspiratorial tone, the pilgrim relates a story about a standoff between two Xenos fleets that he was told by an acquaintance. The person in question, sadly enough, died at the hands of the Inquisition before they were able to pass on the coordinates of the crash site of one of the Xenos ships. However, the pilgrim knows for a fact that the vessel met its demise on an ocean world. So if I let him go, is he going to take my Phlogiston? It doesn't say that. Well, we already made the deal. Let him be on the way. We don't know who he's selling all the cargo to or anything like that. Have a good one, sir. Doesn't seem to have affected our Phlogiston or anything like that. Actually, before I forget, hey Jay, I know you have those nice Eldari things, but we're going to go with these for a hot minute. And see how this works. Should also just level them up so I have this for when ship things go off. There we go. So, that should have gotten us a few rumors too, yeah? Ending war. I have the magnetic storm. Eldari survivors. Oh, I would have thought those would appear like on this map, but no, like I might have to re-travel to places. They said, oh, it's on a ocean world, so it might be in the 100 Dreams crossroad there. Yeah, both of these are probably in the 100 Dreams crossroad. So I see an unforeseen event in the ocean world there. I'm just going to do that before I forget, and then we'll go to the Tenebrious Aquae and then to the Cavia Gamma. Because, like, I'm going to totally forget about this. Okay, during a warp voyage, Middle Decks reported strange gatherings that were attracting dozens of officers, and investigation quickly bore fruit. One of the acolytes from the Augur Deck proclaimed himself prophet and is rambling about purification by blessed fire. Only perilous influence of the warp can explain strange convictions and uncanny zeal of this person. Lore warp 100%, put the cult under surveillance. Spies report the cult gatherings were hardly worth investigating. They were nothing but long conversations punctuated by people searing their palms over an open flame. Fun! Surveillance was maintained until the end of the warp journey, after which newly born prophet simply forgot about his calling, stopped giving sermons, and dismissed his congregation. Okay, so now what's here? Because I was going to forget about this. So we have the ocean world. I 100% think that this is... No? Okay. So it's a different ocean world, but there's an ice world here with an unforeseen event. According to the ancient chronicles and maps handed by you by the Pilgrim, this icy planet used to be a prosperous imperial colony. However, a sharp change in its trajectory brought upon by a warp anomaly raging in the system caused this world to distance itself in the local star. In less than a decade, the planet's surface was completely encased in ice, sealing the wealth of machines and artifacts in the Imperium inside a glacial tomb. So you use augurs to scan the planet. Hanuman made a logical statement. Unverified information received from nameless individuals is likely to prove false. However, the factual evidence pointing at the authenticity of the ancient documents allows one to assume the rogue trader's augurs are not powerful enough to perform a more thorough Scanning other frozen world. So we probably need better scanners if we're gonna do anything with that. Okay. And otherwise, it's a different ocean world. Because we found a few now, haven't we? For one of the other things he was saying? Okay. Well, we'll just head over to, the duty officer reported an incident in the shuttle repair bay. Oh, this is for unquenchable greed. A security team was dispatched in response to a distress signal, but when they arrived, they discovered the shuttle repair crew had doubled in number. Somehow, every crew member had an identical twin, but assured each of the enforcers that they were the real one. The enforcers immediately opened fire, killing everyone in the bay. The duty officer awarded the squad commendation for their vigilance and efficiency. The ship left hostile... Back to real space. Just things that happen. So unquenchable greed contract is here. So the rogue trader has been contacted by a high-ranking administrative official who has previously helped with reclaiming a relic of the Saint Cognitus from the House Cordia. He enjoyed generous bribes and would like some more. In exchange for riches requested, he promised that air will creep into the administratum's calculations so that all provisions from the agri world will be shipped to Dargonus instead of the Navy's orbital fortress of Dargonus 2. So if we need provisions, we can do that. And then if we need more provisions, we can do this one as well. Each one costs us a little bit of profit factor, though, that I'd like to avoid. And then we can make this safe and go towards the Eldari survivors. Chart new routes. Let's go in here, see where the Eldari survivors in, because that's probably where we'll pick up from next time. Oh, I'm not sure if they're in the space battle or the unknown ships, but both of those are things we'll probably deal with in the next episode. I have a lot of profit factor though, so I'm going to spend a little time off recording, seeing what I can sell to the different factions and get a lot of stuff, particularly for voidship battles, because we have a lot of profit factor, and that's a lot of stuff hanging in, like, what we can get. So just kind of showing this here. If I were to buy stuff, I could get down to rank 7 here and like get better shields, up to 20% there, up to 14 speed, a 4th shot dealing 21 damage if I got to rank 6 here. So there's a lot, probably better torpedoes here. 5 torpedoes instead of 4 dealing the same amount of damage. So yeah, there's a lot I could get here if I just spent some time getting the Imperial Navy what they want. So I'm probably going to do that. We'll pick up from here. And then, yeah. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. And then otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I will see you next time. And please, have a good one.